We don't know. We can only relate to and understand what we can see. And quite miraculously, thanks to this video footage from an amateur on top of his house, we can see quite a lot. Now, this is of course going to have to be investigated by people frame by frame, which is roughly what we are doing at this point of time. But we are not privy to all the information, incomplete information that even the authorities have right now. But what is patently obvious is that the pitch, the yaw, the rotation of the aircraft, everything seems to be surreally in control. You are not seeing the aircraft rolling to the left, you are not seeing it rolling to the right. The attitude control of the aircraft seems surreally okay, and as was being discussed, if you looked at the clip and you paused it before the catastrophic fireball, it would not be unreasonable for any layperson to think that this aircraft was simply coming in to land. Okay. So, there is some aspect of control that the cockpit has. You can clearly seeing them now, tail heavy or not, I don't know, but you can clearly seeing them that as they head closer to the ground, the nose goes further up. Now, I am assuming that that is due to manual efforts of the pilots on board trying to pull up that aircraft. Okay. There is only two ways that you can generate greater lift. Either you extend your wings, which is what the flaps are for, or you generate more power. So, they are being able to pull the nose up. So, they have attitude control. Wing Commander Sudhakaran, what systems in an aircraft allow you to pull the nose up even if you don't have enough power? Can Wing Commander Sudhakaran hear us?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes. What systems allow you to pull the nose up even if you don't seem to have enough power?
See, what happens physically in any air platform is the aircraft climbs due to the thrust from the engines and the lift from the wings. These are the combination of the two factors. So, if one engine fails, the aircraft can typically maintain a climb, and especially when it is a twin engine like a 787, it has to have that balance between both the wings, where it physically climbs. But even if both the engines fail to produce the adequate thrust, the aircraft only is in a power of glide mode, which means technically it cannot climb, it can actually glide slowly towards a path and then go and land. So now the key question is, if the engine is not produced sufficient thrust, will it be able to maintain the same altitude? In this case, technically, because the nose is up, it enters into a stall kind of a situation because there is no thrust.
No thrust and nose is up,
Yeah, and then it becomes tail heavy, and because it has gone and crashed at that velocity, because mind you, even at that level, it is at a significantly higher velocity. So when it goes down, the fuel comes out, and the aviation fuel is very, very highly inflammable, and that is what causes these, the fire that we see, the gush of fire that has come.
Okay.
So, so technically speaking, here one of the suspect element is because both the engines have gone down at the same time. The fuel starvation could be one reason. It could also happen because of a fuel contamination. Now, this is something, it can lead.
Okay, so what accounts? Okay, so I have to bring you to the other crucial bit of evidence, that what is clearly visible is that there is a piece of the aircraft that is sheared off before this catastrophic crash. That piece of the aircraft at least has one landing strut, at least one wheel, and what is obvious is a part of the fuselage, assuming a part of the wing. It does not look like a part of the nose cone. So, what explains this?
I really can't make out because, whether it has happened post the accident or whether it has happened during the, I'm really not able to make out
No,
that.
it's happened
So I
before the
think
crash. So if you look at the crash point, and if you look at where this piece of debris has been recovered, this is before the catastrophic crash. That a piece of debris has been recovered, including a wheel, a strut, and part of the fuselage, probably a part of the wing. It does not look like a part of the nose cone. Can we get that photograph back on our screens, please? Now, that would be a. Now, these things don't simply fall off aircrafts. There has to be some
so.
shearing
It
force.
could be, we'll have to also look at an angle whether it was a bird hit. Right, that could be an angle that we could look at, but then it's too early. It's too early to say because we don't know whether it has fallen off because of an impact while it was coming down, because that is not very clear here. So it is very difficult to assess why that happened. I would need more inputs to be able to come to a conclusion. But then bird hit is something that we can look at it. But then again, I don't know. I don't want to stick my neck out here.
Yeah, I know. No, come on. There's no. This is going to take weeks of inquiry to find out exactly what happened. I don't know whether the flight voice recorder. I don't think will tell you exactly what is taking place because you'll only have a few seconds. This was not something that the pilots had many minutes to consume and report back. So whether they've said we've lost power, whether they've simply said critical safety, because the point you take off, you are simultaneously trying to manage the situation and report back to ATC. So you're calling Mayday, but do you have time to explain to ATC what is going wrong? Probably not. So the flight voice recorder is only going to help you in terms of the exact point of the second of the crash. What actually happened, whether it was a complete surprise? No, the pilots could clearly tell. They had a few seconds and they could tell they were going down. It wasn't. It's simply vanished. So they've not hit the side of a cliff in conditions that were unimaginably foggy. So they knew that they were going down. They had a few seconds of realization that they were going down, but the voice recorder